Hi guys, this is Matt from Montana, and we're doing a follow-up video on the POF Rogue. Really cool concept. There's a lot to like about this gun. There's a lot that I didn't like about this gun. We're going to go over all of that. But first of all, I want to talk about my POF customer service experience. My POF customer service experience really wasn't that great. It started off rocky. There was a lot of miscommunications, a lot of back and forth. It felt like I was having to pull teeth in order to get the gun back to the factory in order for them to actually check it out. Just a little story to kind of illustrate my point is while the gun was still at the factory, I wanted them to put the dictator gas block on it. I heard, I read in one of your comments that the dictator gas block helped tighten up your group, so I wanted to try it out. So I called them twice, talked to two different people saying, hey, before you send this gun back, I'd like you to put the dictator gas block on. I wanted them to do it so there wasn't any excuses on why the gun wasn't performing when it got back into my hands. I also sent an email to one of the guys that I was working with saying, hey, before you send that gun back to me, please put the dictator gas block on. Then I sent a follow-up email a day later saying, hey, did you get my email? I'd really like you to put this dictator gas block on before you send this gun back to me. They replied with an email that simply had a link to the wrong part, to which I assumed that I needed to purchase it first before they put that on. So I went and purchased the right part and said, hey, I've purchased this, please put it on before you send it back to me. A week later, I got the gun in the mail, and then a few days later, I got the dictator gas block separately. That was pretty indicative of my entire experience. Like, it just was missing the mark. It felt like pulling teeth to get anywhere with these guys, and I didn't have a good experience. That being said, I want to be fair to them. We are in one of the number one gun buying frenzies in our nation right now, and the market is just slammed with orders. They are a small company. They don't have a lot of guys working there, so you know, a few missed balls here and there is to be expected. But that was my experience. Hopefully your experience is a little bit better than mine. How this gun performed out on the range once we got it back. Well, it cycled well. Cycled everything that I put through it. We put through a number of different ammos downrange, which was great. A number of different grain weights, and we got to see what that did. The grouping tightened up a little bit, not to what I think is acceptable. I even had a guy... I even had a friend of mine who is just a deadeye. The guy can shoot the fleas off of the dog's back at 100 yards, blindfolded, with a slingshot. He's just a fantastic shot. His grouping was better than mine, obviously, but still not in that MOA, sub-MOA, or even in that one. I mean, it was around that 1.5, which isn't bad. But when you're using that factory premium ammunition, you really expect that to just kind of tighten up a little bit more. I had higher hopes for this gun. I mean, honestly, it's perfectly acceptable. There's a lot of guys out there that is okay. But when I'm paying $1,500 for a gun, I really want it to perform better than that. Maybe I have high expectations. Maybe it's unreasonable, but that's what I'm looking for. This gun didn't. Maybe it's a fluke. Maybe you guys did. I don't know. You guys can tell me. Let me know in the comments. But despite that, even if it performed and it was shooting 1-inch groups consistently with just decent ammo, I still wouldn't keep this gun. Now, there are guys out there that you've seen them. You've seen their videos that they do, their video reviews. They'll get out there and they'll wear their tactical gear or their operator-looking gear. They have the generic metal playing in the background. They show them shooting rounds down range, generic targets or targets at unknown distances, hitting metal. It looks really, really cool. And then they say something to the effect of like, yeah, this gun's pretty cool. It's got some nice features. It's pretty light. Yeah, I'd add this to my collection. Okay, great. I am not any wiser from anything that you just said. Yeah, that looks cool. Yeah, it makes me want to buy it. But you've said no facts about the gun, and I don't know who you are that can just add some random gun to your collection that really doesn't serve the purpose or a specific purpose. That's not who I am. I have to save up for my guns. I have to sell 2 to get 1. I have to make it happen on the back end. I can't buy guns like candy. So I have to do a lot more research, do a lot more looking at YouTube, finding out what other people thought about it, reading reviews, taking a look at the details of the gun or whatever I can find online. And this gun just kind of missed the mark. And I'm going to tell you why. One of the features on it is that 1 in 8 twist. I don't know if you can see that right there, but it's there. That 1 in 8 twist is really designed to stabilize a more heavy round. You're looking in that 200 grain range weight of round. And that's a special order from where I'm at. That's not something that's off the shelf. That's something that is not readily available. And that's not what I'm looking for when I'm looking for a gun to enjoy shooting, to shoot long range, to maybe shoot off the bench, to possibly take hunting. That doesn't qualify. I don't need to be special ordering rounds, especially during this ammo crisis, at $250 a round in order to put 200 rounds down range to break in the gun to make it shoot appropriately. That's not what I want. So this gun is going to be sold. It's going back to the store. I don't know where I'm going to sell it. That being said, I'm really looking for something more in that tactical category that works as a hunting rifle. And I kind of feel like POF really missed the mark, not just on their barrel twist rate, which is incredibly fast for the standard ammunitions that you can find, but also for features like this, like the low profile release right here. This thing is so low profile that you can't even put a bad lever on it. Now, I know, there's all kinds of back and forth about bad levers. I like them, I use them, they're fantastic, it's really convenient, and I like to train with them, but that's just me. I'd like to be able to modify this gun, and when you do something that's so proprietary that you can't add other features without blocking that bolt from, that bolt and charging handle from coming all the way back, it doesn't work for me. I want to be able to take these standard ARs, platforms, and add and take away things and make it customizable to me. POF took that away a little bit with that low profile bolt release. And there's a few other features on here that I don't particularly care for. One of the other ones is this extended safety switch right here. So for me, when I'm gripping that gun and I got a nice grip on that gun and I hit that safety switch, that I don't know if you can see that, but that hits my finger. If I were to change something like that, I'd make that a little bit shorter, especially for right-handed shooters or left-handed shooters even. I'd just profile that down a little bit. It'd still be able to get a nice grip on it without having that hit a part of the hand and make that inconvenient to work out. Something small, but it matters. Now, features that I like about this gun. I like this extended trigger wheel right here. It's built into the gun. That's fantastic. I like that there's no parts on that. It's just one piece. It's not going to fall apart. It's not going to break. It's a really sturdy construction. I like this low profile rail on M-LOK. It's fantastic. I also like the Micro B muzzle brake. It does a really great job of modifying that recoil to a much more manageable level. Honestly, guys, shooting this weapon system feels like you're shooting an AR-15. It's not much different, which is surprising. That Micro B works really, really well. I'm probably going to buy more of those and stick them on more of my guns. I like this aggressive grip angle. It's fantastic. It makes this gun really, really comfortable to shoot. And this low profile buttstock is fantastic. They did a really great job packing a lot of features into that $1,500 range. They just need to change out those couple of things that I was telling you about. This is a close miss, in my opinion. A lot of good features that I like, a lot of cool things about this gun, just not hitting the mark for what I think the market is going to do, what I think the market is really looking for in a AR platform rifle. We were able to get it out to the range. It was a number of different times, like I said before. The gun didn't perform the way I hoped it would. You'll be able to see that on the video. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get my downrange video to work, so you guys won't be able to see that personally. So these are the groups that were done at the range. Unfortunately, this is 2 groups here. I used 2 different grain weights, and you can see one shot high and one shot low, and they kind of got all muddled up in this section right here. These were not the premium ammunitions. Over here, we've got our group of Federal, a group of 5 over here, our Federal Premium. This was the best group that I was able to get out of it of the day. Down here is a group that my buddy did. Just a fantastic shot. Really, I think, pushed the rifle to its maximum as far as what a human can do on this gun. This shows some really great potential, but again, we're 500 rounds down range at this point, and it's only just starting to do this. This is off of a rest on sandbags. Really, probably about the tightest groups that we're going to be able to get out of this. For a $1,500 to $2,000 gun, this is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something better. This shows some potential, but again, we're looking at 500 rounds down range almost at this point. The added cost of extra ammunition just for that gun to settle in, according to POF, they recommend 200 to 300 rounds down range. Well, now your $1,500 gun is not $1,500 anymore. You're closer at $2,000. And I think there are things that are better on the market that you can get that don't require that break-in period that POF is saying that their guns require in order to start getting grouping like this. I hope this video was informative and you guys enjoyed the content. Let me know in the comments below what other kind of content you may want to see in the future. This is Montana Matt signing off.